Good morning, children. Welcome to the English class. In our last class, we were studying the lesson Moving Pictures. It is in the page number 119. Let us continue the lesson now. So, once Stanford, a powerful businessman and a racehorse breeder, started to argue that a galloping horse does not touch horse's hoof does not come in contact with the ground, but experts and artists told that at least some part of the hooves will come in contact with the ground. So, to make it clear, he hired an English photographer named Edward Maybridge. But Edward Maybridge had met with an accident and he had a serious head injury. Because of that, he became abnormal. Later, he went to America, and after he was also acquitted of the murder of an individual. Later, he stayed in Central America for short time, but his determination continued. Even Maybridge was also curious to see whether the hooves of the horses come in contact with the ground or not. So he went back in 1877 and he set up a battery with 16 cameras parallel to the race track, with each camera shutter connected to a wire across the race track. And when the horse galloped past, so a series of photographs were clicked on his camera showing part of the horse at each instant. Till here we had learnt, children. So let's continue today. Maybridge stuck the images on a rotating disc and sent a ray of light through them. So Maybridge, he brought those images and he kept it on a rotating disc, and he sent a ray of light through them. The flickering images proved that Stanford was right. The horse did, in fact, sometimes have all four hoofs off the ground. The flickering images, the shining images proved that Stanford was right. Sometimes what happened? Sometimes when the horses run very fast, it's all the four hooves doesn't come in contact with the ground. Maybridge carried out many studies with Etienne Jules Marey, a French scientist who in 1882 invented a single camera capable of taking many exposures in quick succession. So Maybridge later he continued many studies. He started to study about that with a French scientist named Etienne Jules Marey, and he invented a single camera in 1882 which was capable of taking many exposures, many pictures in quick succession. In quick series, a single camera would take many pictures. He invented that in 1882. Thomas Edison in 1887 asked one of his assistants, William Dickson, to devise a suitable camera as a means for projecting the resulting images. This resulted in the invention of kintograph. Kintograph, a camera which could capture images at 40 frames a second, allowing individuals to watch the resulting film. Later, Thomas Edison in 1887, he asked one of his assistant William Dickson to devise means to invent a suitable camera as a means means as a way for projecting, for reflecting the resulting images. Okay, for reflecting the resulting images. So this resulted in the invention of kintograph, and it resulted in the invention of kintograph. So a kintograph, it is a camera which could capture images at 40 frames a second. Within a second, it would capture 40 frame images at 40 frames. 40 frames means horizontal width of the lenses. So that camera would capture images at 40 frames in a second, allowing individuals to watch the resulting film. So it allowed individuals to watch the resulting film. The first kintoscope booth operated for business in 1894. The first kintoscope booth, it was operated for business in the year 1894. Anthony Lumre, a French photographic materials manufacturer, was the first to visit his booth. So they set up this kintoscope booth, and this French photographic material manufacturer Anthony Lumre was the first person to visit that booth. Impressed by this, he was very much attracted by that. Lumre instructed his sons to develop a lightweight camera and projection systems capable of making movies that could be viewed by an audience. So he was impressed by that, and so Lumre, he suggested his sons, he gave instructions to his sons to develop a lightweight camera and also a projection system which was capable of making movies, that could be viewed by an audience, and that movies could be viewed by an audience means people. So in March 1895, they gave the first demonstration of their cinematograph systems, a 1-minute film of workers emerging from Lumre's factories in Lyon. So they invented, and in the year 1895, in the month of March, they gave the first demonstration, they gave the first proof of their cinematograph systems. So they invented what? Cinematograph systems where one could make the movies, and it was a 1-minute film of workers emerging means coming out from Lumre's factories in Lyon. It was the beginning of what we call